Hi everyone, welcome to the class once again. I hope you're all doing good and you're the best of your health. So we are nearly the completion of this chapter, that is alternating current. We are done with the alternating current in various forms, that is what happens when an inductor is connected across an AC current, what happens when a capacitor is connected across an AC source, and what happens when they combine this circuit, that is capacitor and inductor are connected across an AC source. We have also seen that in the case of LCR series combination is connected across an AC source, how to find out the phase difference between current and potential difference. Now we'll proceed from where we left in the last class. We'll talk about the resonance in an LCR circuit. Let's try to understand what is resonance in an LCR series circuit. Resonance in an LCR series circuit. When I say resonance in LCR series circuit, already we have seen about the phase difference between current and voltage, about how to find out the impedance in case of LCR series circuit. See, LCR series circuit looks like something like this. We have an inductor, we have a capacitor, we have a resistor, and all these three are connected across an AC source. This is what it's given LCR. In the last class, I was talking about how to find out the phase angle between voltage and current, and how to find out the impedance, and how to find out the net potential difference. Can we say the current through the LCR series circuit will be given by L equals to V by Z? So we can write this as V upon under root R square plus chi L minus chi C whole square. If chi L is greater than chi C, we can use this. Or even if chi C is greater than, also this term will be positive. It doesn't matter which one is higher. Already you will be getting the right term for current through the circuit. This is the impedance of the circuit. Now watch this impedance. If I make a formula for impedance, it will be something like this: R square plus chi L minus chi C whole square. Now here we can change the value of chi L and chi C in such a way such that this value can have a variable magnitude, and its magnitude can be equal to 0 also. So if by any means, by varying the frequency of the applied source, here this is the applied source, and let me show you the potential difference that is applied by the applied source is given in this way. So if I mentioned about this Z in terms of angular frequency of the source, so we can write Z is equal to under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. This is what we are going to obtain. Next, you observe this: if by any means we can reduce it to 0, that is omega L minus omega C is equal to 0, we will be having, it's a case of minimum impedance. Why? Because this is equal to 0, so its minimum value can be 0. It cannot be negative because a square is there. It cannot be negative, it can have a minimum value, and that minimum value can be 0. So it's a case of minimum impedance. Now minimum impedance means the circuit is applying the minimum resistance, and the minimum resistance that the circuit can apply, since this resistance or impedance or inductive or capacitive reactance provide net inductive and capacitive reactance provided by the circuit will be 0. The only impedance will be due to the resistance. So if omega L minus 1 upon omega C is equal to 0, we will be having Z is equal to R. This condition, if it satisfies, we will be having, it's a case of resonance. When I say resonance, I mean that it's a case of maximum current you are going to obtain in the circuit. So if the condition is satisfied, omega L minus 1 upon omega C equals to 0, we are going to have maximum resistance, or sorry, maximum current through the circuit. So what you do, take note till here. Let me start at the other end, take note till here. I hope that you would have taken the diagram, hope that you have taken all the equations. Now very easily, if I write down the condition for resonance, we are going to obtain 1 upon omega C is going to be equal to omega L, or we can say that chi L minus chi C is equal to 0, or chi L equals to chi C, or further if you see, we can write this as omega L is equal to 1 upon omega C. Now from here I am going to get omega square is equal to 1 upon LC, or we can write omega equals to 1 upon under root LC. We can easily comment on the value of omega, that will turn out to be 1 upon root LC. This is the value of omega for resonance, or we are having omega naught. I am going to depict it as 1 upon root LC. Hope that this frequency is the angular frequency at which the resonance is going to take place. At resonance, what is going to happening? We are going to have at resonance maximum current flows through circuit. Maximum current flows through circuit. When I say maximum current, I mean I am decreasing the effective impedance of the circuit, and the net impedance of the circuit will be only due to the resistor element. This element will be only responsible to provide the net impedance within the circuit. Rest, the impedance provided by this inductor and capacitance will nullify. It will be equal to 0. And let me show you with the phasor diagram the same thing. If we use a phasor diagram to represent the same thing, how it will be displayed. Check it out. Let's say here on y-axis I am going to represent the voltage, and on x-axis I am going to represent the current. So in the case of LCR circuit, I have told you, if you take current on the x-axis, VR will be also along the x-axis. So let me show you here VR along the x-axis, and we have VL and VC along the y-axis. So this I am getting as VL, and here I will be getting VC. VL and VC, you are going to get that as net effect of VL and VC, you are going to get that as 0. Why? Because VL is how much? Is I into chi L, and VC is I into chi C. Since we have taken that chi L equals to chi C, omega L equals to 1 upon omega C, we can easily say that VL will be equal to VC, and they will turn out to be 0. So in that case, current will be in phase with resistance. VL and VC are going to nullify the effect. Or if I draw the impedance curve, I will be having resistance on along the x-axis, and chi L and chi C along the y-axis as shown here. Chi L here, and let me show you chi C. So since both are equal, chi L and chi C will have net effect as 0. We are only having the effective impedance due to the resistor element, and that is only along the x-axis. That is what I have written. Z is equal to the impedance provided by the circuit, that will be equal to the resistance of the resistor applied. So Z will become R. So let us try to note some points during resonance. Point 1, note during resonance, let's see what happens, or at resonance. At resonance, let's mention some points that we are going to obtain. First thing, omega L equals to 1 upon omega C. We are going to obtain omega equals 1 upon omega C, and from here we are going to get omega naught. Let me use omega naught is equal to 1 upon root LC. This is what we are going to obtain, the angular frequency for the resonance. Next thing you see, the applied frequency should depend upon the value of inductance and capacitance. And if its value is equal to this 1 upon root LC, we are going to say that it's a case of resonance, it's a case of maximum current is going to flow through the circuit. Next thing you see, maximum current flows through circuit. It's a case of maximum current, and I max we can write directly will be equal to V by Z, and since Z is equal to R, we can write it as V by R. This is the case of maximum current. Second thing, Third thing, let me clarify it with this diagram. You see, VL and VC is going to cancel out. We are only going to have the voltage across the resistance, that is the net voltage across the circuit. So hence, current will be in phase with voltage. That is, there is no phase angle between voltage and current. Hence, I can write the third point about the resonance as current will be in phase. Current is in phase with voltage. Very easy to understand all these points. With the phasor diagram, with the help of equations, we can easily comment that these 3 points are applicable. Omega naught, the angular frequency of the applied source, will be equal to 1 upon root LC, and then maximum current will be equal to V by Z, and Z is here resistance, and here current is in phase with voltage. That is what we can say, comment about the resonant circuit. Whenever the LCR circuit is connected, resonance is taking place. Next thing, let's comment more upon it. This was all about resonance. So very easy, some point that you need to remember. You need to remember only thing that you should know, that it's a case of maximum current flowing through circuit, and resonant frequency is omega naught 1 upon root LC. If I need to comment on linear frequency of the applied source, linear frequency is omega by 2 pi. This is what we can comment. So we can write F is equal to omega, that is 1 upon root LC. So I can comment here in this way, 1 upon root LC, or we can write this as 1 upon 2 pi root LC. This is the value of linear frequency for this resonance case. The case of resonance frequency, we can say that it will be 1 upon root 2 pi root LC. That is the case of resonant frequency. That is linear frequency. We are going to comment on it. Now, one thing in the case of LCR circuit, you all must be knowing about the LCR circuit as I discussed in last class. If I just give you a quick recap of what we did in the LCR circuit, this was the case. And now you will understand from here why are we discussing this. This was the LCR circuit as we have discussed, and we saw that when the phase angle, when the voltage is going to lead current and when the voltage is going to lag behind current. If we have seen that, if first in LCR circuit first, if omega L is greater than 1 upon omega C, I am going to mention it, I am going to write it as voltage leads current, and you can easily check. Voltage leads current. You can easily check in your copy. If you have taken the notes of last class, you can easily mention that voltage leads current when omega is greater than 1 upon omega C. Next thing you see, if omega L is less than 1 upon omega C, that is, the capacitive reactance is more than the inductive reactance. In that case, voltage is going to lag behind current. So I am going to write here voltage lags behind current, and with the phasor diagram you can easily make out what things I am talking about with these points. Easily you can make out. Third is the case of resonance, that comes when omega equals to 1 upon omega C. In that, voltage is in phase with the current. And already we have discussed that. A third point from the already learned LCR combination, when omega L equals to 1 upon omega C, that is chi L equals to chi C, we can comment that voltage is in phase with current. Voltage is in phase with current. Simple things about this AC circuit whenever there is a combined circuit of L, that is inductor, capacitor and the resistor. Let's proceed with the next part. Already we have done this. Resonance we are done with. Let's try to comment on the quality factor of the resonant circuit. Let's talk about next thing, quality factor. Now sometimes you will be listening to this term in this chapter, that is quality factor. Now first of all, I'm going to plot a curve between omega and the current. We all have seen that the current is maximum when omega reaches to a value that is 1 upon root LC, that is the case of resonant frequency. So I'm going to plot a curve between current and omega. So here I'm going to plot a omega, here I'm going to plot current. Now observe this equation. I equals to V by Z, and Z can be written as R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. If omega L equals to omega C, in the case of resonance, we have that maximum current will flow through the circuit. But now try to understand, in that case at resonance, we are having omega L equals to 1 upon omega C, or omega naught, I am using for resonant frequency. Here omega naught, let me use here omega naught is resonance frequency or resonant frequency. Resonance frequency, this is, we can write about this. Now next thing you see, this will be the case of maximum current, so we can write the maximum current through the circuit will be given as V by R. That is, maximum current is dependent on the value of resistance. If minimum is the value of current or resistance, sorry, if lower is the value of resistance, the maximum current will be still higher. If higher the value of resistance, maximum current will be lower. Its value, if you compare to the different value of resistance, if I draw a curve, see how many kinds of curve can be possible. For higher value of resistance, I will be having a curve somewhat like this. For still a higher value of resistance, I will be having a curve somewhat like this. And for still lower value of resistance, I will be having a very peak kind of curve, which will be somewhat like this. I believe that you all can clearly identify from this. This curve I have drawn for 3 different value of resistance. Let's say here we have this resistance R1, this is for R2, this is for R3. You see, for every circuit, we are having the applied frequency, resonant frequency omega naught, that will go to 1 upon root LC. So every one will be having the same, at the same resonant frequency, they will be having the maximum value of current. This frequency, which is matching with the x-axis, this is equal to 1 upon root LC. Here I have shown you 3 resistors, R1, R2, R3. You see, for R1, this curve, for R1, if you observe this curve, this is I max 1. Let me be more exact. This is I naught 1, this is I naught 2, and here we have the maximum value of current, that is I naught 3. Whenever you get such kind of frequency curve, whenever you get such kind of curve between maximum current and frequency and applied angular frequency of the source, you see that for such value of resistance, it's more sharper at the top end, it's more flatter for higher value of resistance. So we can write curve is more sharper at peak point or at maximum current. Curve is more sharper at maximum current or at angular frequency, that is at resonance frequency. At resonance frequency for lower value of resistance. For lower value of resistance. Now why this is so? Let us try to understand with this an equation. We have the value of current I equals to V upon under root R square plus omega L minus omega C, or 1 upon omega C whole square. I will be showing you that. Prior to that, you see, I am saying that this curve is more flatter at this end, and here we have more sharper at the top end. So if I mark, this curve is more flatter or more wider at this end, and here the curve is more sharper at the resonance frequency at the top end. By more sharper, what do I mean? That means if you change the angular frequency from this resonance frequency to a very small value, you will get more change in the value of current. If you change, what do I mean by sharper curve? By sharper curve, what do I mean? Changing value of omega nearby omega naught, larger change in current is observed. Larger change in current is observed. Changing value of omega near to the angular resonance frequency. That means just bordering area you see, just nearby this area you see. That means if I change its value, I will be getting a larger change in the value of current compared to the higher value of resistance placed at the drawn for this curve. So first of all, if I show you the relation between R1, R2 and R3, here R1 will be greatest, then R2, then R3. You should have this idea about the three resistance for which the curve has been shown. Now, if I change to a very small value, if I have changed it to a value, let's say delta omega, if I mention it here. So for the both ends, you just observe, here also I have delta omega. There will be change in current, that is what we are going to observe. So for this delta omega change, there is a change in current we are going to observe from the both. If you change omega to omega naught plus delta omega or omega naught to minus delta omega, we are going to observe a change in current. Now I was saying that for sharper the curve, we are going to have more change in current for the change in angular frequency. Let's talk about bandwidth. We have changed the value of this omega through a very small value delta omega here and delta omega here. So if I talk about the net change in current when this omega is changed to a value 2 delta omega, this 2 delta omega is known as the bandwidth, or bandwidth is given by net change. Here this is equal to 2 delta omega. This is the bandwidth. Change in frequency, the change in frequency that we have done, we have varied it from omega naught minus delta omega to omega naught plus delta omega. This is what the change in frequency that we have done. We have changed it to a value omega naught minus delta omega to a value omega naught plus delta omega. And then we are observing the change in current. So just want to take note till here. Let me start at the other end. Take note till here. I believe you would have taken note of this. Now one thing, let me make it very clear. Here I have marked this as delta omega this. What you do, first of all, let me tell you, if we choose the value of current which is 1 upon root 2 times of the maximum current at the resonance. So if I choose a current that is 1 upon root 2 times of the maximum current at resonance, so let's say that current is obtained somewhere here. This is the value current, that is equal to I is equal to I max divided by root 2. So for this we will be having two frequencies. One will be omega 1, if I mark here omega 1, and one will be omega 2. So what you do, let's say this will be given as omega 1 can be given as omega naught plus delta omega, and omega 2 can be given as omega naught minus delta omega. So difference between the two, if I comment, that will come out to be omega 1 minus omega 2, that will come out to be twice of delta omega. This twice of delta omega is known as bandwidth. This twice of delta omega is known as bandwidth. Next, you can take down what will be the sharpness of the resonance. If I comment on sharpness on resonance, sharpness of resonance will come out to be, this is given as ratio of the resonance frequency to the bandwidth. So ratio of resonance frequency, that is omega naught divided by twice of delta omega. This is known as the sharpness of the resonant circuit, or sharpness of the resonance. And same is the quality factor or the Q factor. The same thing is known as quality factor or Q factor of the circuit. Quality factor, or you can also say that Q factor. Now we can also derive it mathematically, what will be its value. And we will be seeing that how it is related to the value depending upon the inductance value and capacitance value of the circuit. And we will also find out this Q factor, how it is dependent upon the resistance value. It will come out to be 1 upon R under root L by C, and that will be deriving in the next class. So if I give you lastly for this Q factor, which is represented by Q, that is given as 1 by R root L by C. And do stay tuned with us in the next class when I will be deriving this relation, how we are going to obtain this. Hope that you have understood all this today's class about the resonance and what happens in resonance, maximum current is observed, and the applied frequency, how it is dependent upon the value of inductance and capacitance. So till the time you start practicing questions, that's required, and I wish you all the very best, and thank you everyone for joining me here. Thank you everyone.